Cool. Hey, everybody. We are live right now. It is Motivation Monday, and this is the third Monday of the month. And you know what? It's a special day today. It is a special day because when you bring family to the thing, you like, wait a minute, you see them blowing up. And the fact that this topic is never give up.
Yes.
And this was chosen by Latoya Scott, and she has no idea that I was literally ready on the brink of wanting to give up everything. And if it wasn't for Mr. Moore over here, there would not have been even a Motivation Monday because I was giving up. And that is my shame. But you know what? I don't want to feel ashamed about it. I just want to say that some people don't know what other people are going through. And sometimes you got to check on your strong friends. I've been strong for a lot of years doing this business, and sometimes you got to check on them, see how they doing, because I've been in business for a long time, and COVID was real, and it take a toll on a lot of people, differences and things, especially when you're used to going out in public and you're used to having live events, and then all of a sudden you can't. So imagine what it's taking a toll on your personality, especially if you're a person that's out and about. But anyway, so I'm going to let everybody introduce themselves before we get started with our guest for today. So who wants to go first? I can't read your name because I literally can't see you. So whoever wants to go first, go for it. And because I know your names, I'm going to just go ahead and call them out. I don't know which way it's going to go.
I'll go first because I know Mr. Moore going to say ladies first.
No.
Hi, my name is Catrice Bailey. I am a model, educator, investor, and owner of CatriceBailey.com.
We're going to celebrate. Go ahead. I would be doing my church stomp right now. So congratulations. Is it up and going, running?
Yeah.
Is it, huh?
It's just we're almost there. It's up and running, but it's almost there. We got a little fine tuning to do, and it's almost done.
Amazing. I am super excited about that. I can't wait for the launch explosion online because I know what's happening, because I know who you're working with, so I know it's going to be a launch explosion. Not launch, everybody's talking about a launch, but it's going to be a launch explosion. All right. Next up, who is next? That's you, Mr. Moore, because everybody else is on.
All right, I'm up.
You up?
My name is Rashad Moore from Philly, uptown, born and raised, and I'm a business owner. I own a few companies. My best are a logistics company that I have, similar to Amazon. And I also have a charity. It's called Project Feeding Kids.
Awesome. Congratulations on all that you do, and thank you for keeping me motivated. Anybody else want to go? I know that your names are up and you may not want to see everybody to see you, but you can definitely say something if you would like. All right. If not, I'm going to keep it going. I'm going to tag some people right here on Facebook before we go. But when you eyeball challenge, it's hard to tag right now. Woo.
Oh my goodness.
Right? You see me? I probably look like I'm squinting and everything. I tagged somebody named Will. Will will not be the one. All right. Everybody is tagged, I believe. And we're going to get started. All right. Motivation Monday. I never give up. We never give up. Never give up. And our guest today is Latoya Scott. She is an author, a coach, owner of Final Touch Models, editor of, I don't want to say the name wrong, but I want to say Fabre Magazine, and
Fabre.
Say it.
Fabre.
I have said it, reading it, Fabre, all these years, literally. I've been saying Fabre in my head, but Fabre Magazine. She's a wife,
Yes.
a wife, a mother, and she is newly verified on Facebook, which is a big deal. Woo! She got her blue check, y'all. She got her blue check.
Yes.
And meanwhile, while some of us are in the US of A, she is over there in Japan. So she's hailing all the way from Japan tonight. Well, tonight for us, morning for you.
Yes, morning for me.
So yes.
Yes.
Welcome, Latoya Scott. It's a little
Yes, thank you
bit
for
of a
having
delay
me.
too.
Is it? Is it a
Mhm.
delay? Yeah, it's a delay. It's a delay. Like a newscaster.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here. And I'm excited to meet some of the new people on here that I haven't met before. I know there's a few on here that I do know already. So I'm excited to, I'm just excited to dig in and just tell my story on why I chose never give up. It's something that I think we all struggle with, no matter what level of success you're at during this thing we call life.
Absolutely. I'm excited because, when, like I said in the beginning, that I really was not going to do a Motivation Monday, and that would be different for me because, we've been doing it for 3 years, every third Monday, but I clearly was not going to do it. And then Rashawn and Khadijah, I mean, it was just like one of those, what? Like, have you lost it? What was going on? Like, they really pumped some motivation in me. And then the moment Rashawn said it, your name came to my head, so I had to make sure that it was you, because it was like, I don't know why, it was Latoya. That's what came to my head. It was like, he said, well, we're gonna do it. You got somebody? And I was like, I guess I do. And your name came up in my head, so I understand it was from God. And the thing was, I asked you what topic.
Oh, wow.
I asked you what topic, and your topic was never give up. I said, wow, you gonna stop playing with me? Are you kidding me? Never give up when I was ready to give up.
Wow.
So I said,
Wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's spiritual right there. That's spiritual.
It was.
Wow.
And I was like,
Wow.
I can't wait to tell you. I was like, I just cannot wait to tell you, because it was like, this is unbelievable to me, but honestly was in that place. And if anybody knows me, you would know that I'm not a person who gives up. I'm not a person who is ever under the thing. But this whole COVID thing has done a deal on me. It's like, it just punched me right in my gut. It was like, all right, I'm cool. But the longer I'm not allowed to reach out and touch people, the longer I can't do this, the longer it's bothering me. And it's like, I just give up. I don't want to do this Zoom. I don't want to be in this box. I'm tired of it. Like, I'm so tired of it. But I understand that that's just me, and that's what I was going through. So I just can't wait to understand why you picked never give up. But before we go into why you never give up or why we shouldn't give up, I want to talk about your journey. I've known Latoya for well over 10 years, probably well over that, but we're going to just leave it there.
Over that.
Yeah, well over 10 years. And since then, I mean, you've always had Final Touch models. Then you took Final Touch models to down south, and you got a whole fashion week in Jacksonville. Then you take the whole Jacksonville, now you're in Japan. And yet I've seen you expand your business beyond anything I could believe. What was that process like?
It's still a process. It will always be a process. And one of the things I have been dealing with is one of the things that God has been speaking to me on this past year, 2021, is my response. That has been that has been in the forefront of everything I've been doing for this year, 2021, is working on my response to everything that hits me, everything that comes our way. Is everything. I mean, when I tell you everything has been about the response this year, it has been about the response. And I'll go into that a little bit more. But my journey has been nothing but God, and I cannot take that away from God at all. I have had Final Touch models since 2002, and Final Touch Models is a model management company, and I train and manage models. I've done shows, did shows, still do shows, and that has been my love, my thing. I love doing events. I love putting together events, and so when the opportunity came, I got married, and my husband is military. And so when I had to leave Philadelphia, that was totally out of my comfort zone. And so I had to figure out how I can still do my business from outside of the U.S. I mean, outside of Philly. Philly is not U.S. I don't consider Philly the full U.S., but I did at one point because, that's all I knew. But so outside of Philly, I had to figure out how to still maintain what I love and what I do, but still be able to be there for my husband and now my family, because I was I want to say I got pregnant as soon as we got married. It was just boom, 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 boom. They just came back to back, boom, boom, boom. So I had to figure out how I can still do this with a trail of babies behind me and be able to make this work. And so I started working at Barbizon when we were stationed in Virginia Beach, just because I was still in that thinking process and trying to figure out how I can do this. And it just so happened that we had a Barbizon right down the street from us. Like I can walk to it if I wanted to. I was just like, wow, really, a Barbizon? Okay. And so I started working there, and then God showed me, like, look, they're doing all of this and not even really giving the models what they really need. And they're charging these models over $2,000 to be in a part of this program. Not knocking the program. I think it was really nice. We definitely encourage and uplift some, teenagers and young ladies. It was awesome. But then I had to think, like, so how can I do this but make it more industry related and not school related, where, I can teach models how to be better and actually put them in like shows and magazines and stuff like that. And so, and that's how I had to work it. And so I started building it where I can do my business no matter what state I go to. And then it just so happens we went to North Carolina, and I was doing a whole bunch of shows and stuff outside of North Carolina, going back to Philly, going to New York and different places, just helping out with shows, Dubai. And my hairdresser was like, I'm tired of doing your hair, so you can go outside of Jacksonville. Like, can you do something here for Jacksonville? We don't have anything here. And I was like, you know what? That is actually a very great idea. Like, y'all don't have anything. She was like, yeah, go ahead and do a little mall fashion show. I was like, baby, because if I'm going to put my name on it, we got to go big or go home. And so I was like, I'm going to do a fashion week. And so, I mean, I done helped and did a whole bunch of them. Why can't I do my own? And so that's how that transpired. And when I tell you, God has had his hand on this thing from day one. God said, okay, you're going to do this fashion week. Go let the city know that you're bringing all your friends from New York, because they all said yes. All my friends, all of my little celebrity designers, they all said yes. They was coming down. And so I had them set. They was coming. It was going to be fire. And so I was like, okay, let me let the city know I'm bringing all these people so they don't look up and be like, whoa, we got celebrities in Jacksonville? We didn't even know they were coming, right? That was my intention. And so I went in there and I let them know, okay, hey, I'm doing this show. I just wanted you guys to know. And then they immediately stopped me. So I had a meeting. It was me, the mayor, the city manager, the tourism board. It was like 2 or 3 people from the tourism board. This is everybody in this room. And so I'm talking to them, letting them know, okay, this is what's happening. And they were just like, and the one guy was real blunt. He was just like, so why are you telling us? And I was just like, oh, okay, well, I was like, well, I just wanted to give you guys the courtesy of knowing the event that I'm bringing to Jacksonville, because I am bringing some heavy hitters, some celebrities in. Like I brought Nicholas Pavinsky, and he makes all the costumes and stuff for Zoolander, and he does all of the dressing and stuff for The View. And so I was like, I'm bringing some heavy hitters in. Like, it's not just like, some random people. Like, and I didn't say it like that, but I was a little professional with it. And so they paused, and they were just like, we want to give you $20,000 for marketing. Me? Y'all want to give me $20,000? Okay, let's do it. And so now the first year was a little rocky because I let them, do it how they wanted to do it. But once I realized how they were doing it, I was like, okay, there's no way in the world y'all can do my marketing for me, because y'all have no idea what fashion is or how to do it. And until this day, I'm still the only one that runs how my marketing plan is going to be, because they're not proficient in it. Everybody else, they have to go through them. But and there was times, I had to let the city go. Because there were times where they thought that I wanted them or needed them. I was like, look, I don't need y'all to do the show. I had to literally say, look, I don't want the funding this year. I want y'all to see that I can do it without y'all. It just helps when y'all add the money, because it helps us to actually bring the tourism to the city. And I dropped them for 2 years, and then they actually forced me to take. They pretty much was like, well, so you're taking this money, and we're gonna do this together. Okay, all right. Since you're forcing me, I'll take it. Since you're forcing me, I'll take it. And since then, the relationship has been great. I have been helping with the city tourism and helping bring in tourism, making sure our event is tourism friendly, I guess you want to say. And it's been awesome. And there's been times, plenty of times, I've wanted to quit, even recently. And that's one of the reasons why I chose this topic.
So, but with the Fashion Week, now that you're in Japan, you're gonna still do it in Jacksonville, and just gonna travel on back over here.
Oh yeah. Actually, the one for Jacksonville is happening October 22nd and 23rd, and it's still happening. Everything is still rolling. City and county still on board. We have a bunch of local sponsors that came on board for this year, which is a first, because I didn't really have too many monetary sponsors for local. I don't know. That's always been hard for me for some reason. Some people that say ministry, that it just wasn't my ministry to just be pulling in that, a bunch of smaller monetary sponsors. But they have been, pouring in this year, and I'm just like, oh, geez. We don't. Okay, well, let's figure out. Let's add some more stuff to this. Let's do some more marketing. Let's add some billboards. We have billboards every year and everything. It's amazing.
It sounds amazing. So I'm sure there's going to be a Japan Fashion Week at some point.
Yes, 2022.
I'm sure. I am definitely sure, because you have that determination that says you're going to do it. There's no doubt in my mind that you would have never done this. I knew you were going to do amazing things always. So now, so when you say putting models on magazines, you decided, hey, I'm going to put them in my own magazine. Is that what happened?
That's actually how it started. Yes. Jacksonville, North Carolina, not Florida. I actually had the Jacksonville, Florida football team contact me after the third year of Fashion Week and was like, hey, we would like the whole football team to come to the show. Do you have enough VIP seats? I was like, I sure do. And then I was like, hold on, wait. North Carolina don't have no football team. And it was like, oh, it's Florida. I was like, I'm sorry, sir. This is Jacksonville, Florida, but we will still welcome the Gators. Well, was the Gators? No, I'm off. Yeah, the Gators. We will still welcome the Gators. If you guys want to come, he was like, oh no, I thought it was Florida. I was like, man. I was like, that would have been a nice promo right there.
That would have been real special to have all those football players. Woo! Go models.
Yeah. But yes, it actually started that way, the magazine, because we were, you know, nobody wants to come to nobody even knows, a lot of people didn't even know what Jacksonville, North Carolina was. And so trying to get people to come to Jacksonville, North Carolina, it was like pulling teeth out. So I was just like, okay. And then the only magazines I was able to get were like these little mom and pop magazines. And since I do flyers and stuff, you know, I kind of fell into that gift too, because, you know, people be trying to charge you like $200 for flyers. And I was like, okay, let me try this myself. And it was something I was good at. And so I was just like, okay, let's keep this going. So then when the magazines, the little mom and pop magazines start coming on, which I don't have an issue with mom and pop magazines. I just have an issue with presentation. And so I would look and I was like, oh, man, if she would have just moved this over just a little bit, or maybe used this picture instead of that picture, then that would have been an awesome cover. And then I actually redid a cover for one of the magazines, and she was just like, no, I don't like that. Everybody, and when I tell you, everybody loved the cover, right? Even the models that was a part of the shoot that I made. She was like, no, I don't like this cover. I want to keep the 15 people, the group picture that I have on the cover. I was like, but group pictures don't really look good on covers. And then one of my team members was just like, Toya, you got the gift. Just make your own magazine. And I was just like, let me try it. And so I did. And it was trial and error. At first, I was trying to do it once a month. That was just crazy. I was killing myself. And then I flowed it to once every quarter. And that's where I can do it, where I can put it together. If I don't have anybody helping me, I can put together a magazine once a quarter and have it done, and it's totally together and nice. But now I do have a team. I have an agency in Miami. I have a photographer in New York, and then I have an amazing blogger that's in Jacksonville, North Carolina, that she be knocking out stuff. So now I don't have to do everything on my own. I can kind of just put stuff together, do all the graphics to put it together. And then if I want to do a story or two, then I do my own story or two and add it in there. So it's amazing. And it's now international because I did a story out here and it's selling out here. But even before I came here, it was international because we were selling in Africa as well.
Wow, man, you not like, I don't know if anybody's here and listen. I see so many layers to what you're doing and how many things just keep spawning and how big it is becoming. Everything is becoming. So you go from a Final Touch, Fabre. I say it right?
Fabre. Just think of it as a B-A instead of a B-E. It's Fabre.
Fabre Magazine. And then while in COVID, we're sitting here, we're on lockdown, we're you know, everybody's trying to, they said if you don't shine during that time and you're an entrepreneur, then you're not really trying to do it. So during that time, all of a sudden I see a post that says, if you need a media kit, that's like, I didn't even know she did that. But anyway, let me just go and get it done anyway. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay. And then then I go from there and I see start a business. Then I hear coaching and your business just really exploded. How was this always the plan, to be a coach, to do people's media kits, to build their whole particular brand?
Never. Never. Because of Fashion Week and because of Final Touch models, I have built a lot of skills, learned a lot of skills, have a lot of experience that have been secretly helping a whole bunch of people along the way. And it wasn't until God was like, look, you can do it. I saw my business partner, and she was doing it, and she started doing it about 3 or 4 years ago. She started doing the business coaching, and she was just like, look, like, you need to do it, like, you can do it. And I was just like, I don't know if I feel like being bothered that much. You know, when people don't make $1 million, they be right on your neck, like, and I ain't make $1 million. You told me I was gonna make $1 million. I didn't tell you was gonna make $1 million. Like, stop chasing the dollar. Like, you ain't gotta chase the dollar. If this is not your passion, you will not make $1 million. Like, you need to figure out.
Okay, repeat that. Repeat that up. Talk about that passion. I just wrote that for a client today.
Look,
talk about that.
if it's not your passion, you're not going to make $1 million because your heart ain't in it. And it's not the gift that God gave you. And, you know, some people, they be so all over the place trying to grab, oh, I see she's successful at that. Let me try that. Oh, I see he's successful at that. Oh, I'm going to try that too. Oh, wait, no, that's working. I'm going to try that. You know what? I'm going to get a TikTok and now I'm going to be dancing like this. Like, come on, buy my services. And now I'm going to make $1 million just like him. No, dog, that ain't how it works. That's not how it works. If it ain't your ministry, don't try it. Because, you know, everybody can't do that. Don't try it if it ain't your ministry. So, yeah. So as a coach, that's what I teach. Stay in your lane. It's okay to stay in your lane. When you try to do 5 million different things, you're trying to do everything everybody else is doing to chase that dollar, to make that million. You're going to always be stressed out. You're going to always feel like it's never enough because you're not fulfilling your purpose. You're not fulfilling what your true purpose is. It's okay. Like for me, it's my purpose is to bring people, and I have been told this by one of the ministers at my church in North Carolina, because I didn't really know the name for it or like or like how to categorize it. But he was like, you know what, your gift is bringing people together. And I was just like, you know what, you're right. I was always the child that's like, okay, we're gonna do the barbecue. Okay. Let me call first and first. Let me go like this. Let me call, because you know,
you said the rotary phone.
Let me call.
She did the rotary phone.
Let me call Auntie Susan real quick. But you know, and that was always my gift, to bring people together. And so I realized, okay, well, that's my gift. Bringing people together is my gift. Now it's all, and then I had to learn, what do you want me to do with this gift? When I bring people together, what am I supposed to be doing when I bring people together? How am I supposed to do this? And now I realize it's my response. Now I'm bringing people together. I got to make sure that I'm, making sure I'm moving in excellence, of course, because if I'm not moving in excellence, it's just, I'm bringing people together just to talk about me, because, everybody, people will talk about you when you're a mess. So I got to make sure it's done in excellence. And then, because you're bringing people together, you're always going to have some turbulence. You're always going to have someone who has something to say. And regardless of that, what is your response in that? What is your response in that turbulence? And that's where God has brought me to. That's where I'm at right now in my walk, in my journey, is my response. I have been tested in the beginning, and I believe I passed that test. But it's different when you start getting different perspectives of this turbulence, because it's always going to be how you respond. And I feel like it's always, I'm going to stab you right here and then twist it. And how you going to respond? It's like, it's that response. When I tell you, I had to lock Philly girl up a few times because I thought she was going to come out and fight a few people, but it's about the response. I have to make sure I keep Philly in the closet, because Philly can't come out all the time. Philly can only come out when my children, my family is being threatened, stuff like that. Then I let Philly out and let everybody know, okay, just because I'm in Japan and just because I was in North Carolina for about 8-9 years doesn't mean Philly girl left. But I have to let Philly girl chill for a little bit.
So it's all about your responses. So when you talk about the whole point of never giving up, of course, you never gave up, but it had to been a moment that, or was it a moment? What made you, brought you to the topic, never give up? Was there a moment? What was it that made you get to that point?
I was going to give up. I was ready to give up. It was hard. My response, I did not want to have the patience response, because that's where I'm at right now, the patience to sit back and let God handle it. People always say and play and, make memes about it, like, let go and let God. And you'd be like, okay, but are we really doing that? Are we really letting go and letting God? And so that's where I'm at in my response. is letting go and letting God. Actually really doing that. Like actually really letting go and letting God. Like, but God, did you just see shit? God, but God, she just said this. What am I supposed to say? Let go and let God. Like, okay, all right, let me sit back. Let me just mind my business and keep doing what you told me to do. And so that's what helped me. And then also, I had to pray about a few things when I was ready to quit, because you feel like you can't talk to everybody because you feel like, you say something, then people are going to take that and be like, oh, well, it's trouble in paradise. Like, okay, she ain't as perfect as we thought she was. And then you're like, I mean, yes, I'm going through some stuff, but I wasn't, now you done went and told 20 million other people. Like, so I didn't know who to talk to. And so it forced me to actually have a real conversation with God. And God revealed to me, this is not my business. This business is not yours. It's mine. So I also started looking at it like that. So God is the CEO of my company. He just hired me as the chief executive officer. And so if I look at it that way, how would you act if you were the CEO of a company and your CEO is looking down on you? Like, and so when I'm doing different things or I find myself in a lazy mode, then I have to think, oh, wait, hold on, where my CEO at? Because my CEO about to fire me. So, you think about stuff like, okay, I got my CEO over here and we got this client over here that's acting a fool. Should I pop this client over here or what should I do? And then I got my CEO over here on my back, like, is that what we do now? We popping people? Like, is that what we do? And I was like, oh no, that's not what we do. Let me write a letter. Excuse me. Thank you for hiring us. But at this time, we are not going to be able to service you today due to us having two views or different ways of, I have to think about my responses now and think about how I would respond if God was really sitting over my shoulder, actually, operating over the entire business. And that has helped me to get a better perspective of my business and how I operate and not giving up, not feeling like I'm by myself all the time, because sometimes I feel that way. And so what also helped me is creating an entrepreneur support group where we can all come together, post different things, ask questions with each other, and have a nice, open, clear, freedom space where we can, just talk and just let it all out. There's, people that have been through certain things, and then you can help, this person get through it. Or if you have a question about something like, hey, y'all, I'm stuck right here, you can do that. And that has helped as well, having that entrepreneur support group where you guys are each other's accountability partners.
Absolutely. I didn't know. I want to make sure it wasn't a delay, but absolutely. I think that is that's exactly what we do here at Motivation Monday. But quitting and falling in love with your purpose. What if you've always known your purpose? Well, it seems as though that you always knew your purpose. What if you're not exactly in love, or what if you fall out of love? Because some people do that. Fall out of love with stuff or people falling out of love. What if you fall out of love with your purpose?
Let me tell you what it is. Because you got off track. So what it is because that's where I was. I was ready to give up, and I fell out of love with what I thought was my purpose, and what I thought I needed to do. And then when I sat back and I had to think, okay, let me reevaluate this. Let me figure out what's going on. I had to actually sit back and say, okay, is this something I really want to do? And then I stopped for about 2 weeks. And then within those 2 weeks, I said, okay, if all I can do is think about this thing, then I need to figure it out. If I don't even think twice about this thing in 2 weeks, then I'm gonna let it go and pray to God and figure out what else. I'm obviously not doing what I really love or what my purpose is. But of course, I was thinking about it for 2 weeks straight. Like it was always in my mind. Or God will always send somebody like, hey, Latoya, I just wanted to message you and tell you, like, this has been such a blessing. I was about to commit suicide, but I just, but because of this event, it just built my self-esteem up. And I'm just like, wait, what? Like, okay, all right, God, I hear you. So then I had to figure out, okay, what is going on then? Why am I not in love with this? Like, what is happening? And I was off the path. Like, I was doing what was popular and what I wanted to do, and not what my purpose is and what God wanted me to do. It was, okay, God, I hear it. This is the purpose, but it would be better if we brought this in. Come on, let's bring a little knives in. Let's do this. Let's make this happen. And God looking at me like, that's not what I told you to do. That's not how I told you to do it. And this is why you have the problems that you have. You need to go ahead, sit back, and start over. I'm just like, okay, let me clean some stuff up because I need to get back on track. And that to me is falling back in love with your purpose. Learning how to fall back in love with your purpose is actually sticking to the path that you're supposed to be on, and not listening to, and it's okay to listen to your team. It's all right. But just like the church, you got the church, you got the pastor, and I'm sorry, y'all, I don't mean to be bringing up God on everything, but I'm sorry. With the place where I'm at,
bring up God. Go ahead.
Okay.
I love God.
Okay.
You don't love God? What's wrong with you? No, I'm just
I promise y'all, I'm not a preacher. I'm not a minister. Oh, they call me a Sister Latoya, okay? I don't have no titles in front of my name. But what I noticed is, it's so easy. Oh, just like, okay, there we go. Just like the church. You have your pastor, you have your congregation. And you have your ministers, your deacons, your deacon board, the ushers. Everybody will always have something to say about how to make the church better. But at the end of the day, God gave the vision and the gift to the pastor. And so it's always going to fall on the pastor to keep and stick to what God told him to do, and not always listening to all the congregation. And I'm not saying it's bad or it's wrong to, but sometimes, and now bringing it back to business, sometimes we'll have people on our team, or we'll have people in our family, our friends, that's like, oh, well, you should do this to make it better. And you're like, oh, well, I guess that is what's popular right now. Maybe I should do that. And then you find yourself going on what's popular, or going on what people is, telling you to do. And and I'm not saying it's a bad thing to do, because, your customers are going to want what your customers want, but you still have to make sure it lines up to what your overall purpose is. Because just because it's selling or is doing whatever it's doing over here, it doesn't necessarily mean you love it. And you will always find yourself in a place where it's like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. And people are going to be looking at you like, oh, well, what's wrong? Because it's not my passion. And that's why you always have to stick to the plan, stick to the plan, stick to the yellow brick road, because there will always be your reward at the end of that. And I tell people that, you don't have to always go to what's bringing the most likes, because what's bringing the most likes ain't always bringing the most dollars. You can have 3,000 likes on your post, or even 3,000 friends, or whatever the case may be, 20 million friends following you. But guess what? That doesn't equate to the amount of money that's in your bank account, nor does it equate to the amount of networks that you're building, or relationships that you're building, and things that you're doing, or contracts you're bringing in. Because a lot of times people only look at the celebrities. You don't look at the billionaires and the millionaires that's on the top Forbes list and stuff like that. They're not the ones, they're not the most popular on social media. I'm trying to still be able to walk in Walmart, go to the thrift stores without, because I'm a thrift shopper. I don't care what y'all say. I don't care how much money I'm making. I'm still be shopping at the thrift store and Walmart. I'm trying to be able to go to Walmart and the thrift stores without getting bombarded every 5 minutes. That's just me. I don't want to have to send my assistant to Walmart to go shop. Sometimes I just want to get out the house, because I just want to get away from my 3 kids. Sometimes they be getting on my nerves. Sometimes they stare at us. They be fighting over everything. Matter of fact, they were just fighting to get out to school, fighting over trying to get the bikes out, the rides. I'm like, why are we fighting over? Look, just one at a time, guys. One at a time. Like, why are we fighting over trying to get the bikes out? Why are we trying to get the bikes? It'd be every day, y'all. Y'all pray for me. But sometimes I be wanting my little outlet. Let me just go to Walmart real quick. I'm gonna just walk around with this cart, just to walk around with this cart, because y'all. My husband's like, hey, can you grab? Yes, I can. Let me double back real quick, and just I'm gonna double back twice. I'm like, oh, let me double. Oh, he was like, well, what's taking you so? You asked me to get. He was like, it's on aisle 10, girl. What's taking you so long? It's Walmart lines be crazy, boo.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I'm enjoying my line here. I'm just talking to the people in line.
look, people be all mad in line. I be like, I'm picking the longest line. Let me get in this long line. I be smiling, waving. Hey guys, it's a beautiful day today, right? Beautiful day in the neighborhood. They be looking at me like, what is wrong with her?
Oh my God. But how did you talk about coaching, right? And one of I think that some of your students are here. How did you create the systems that it took to actually create a program? How did you know the program would work?
So I have about two. Before I started coaching, I signed up for about 2 coaching programs. And then I also had about 2 mentors, because it's a difference. And then I kind of just picked, and I kind of took a little bit from all of them to try to figure out what is best for me, because to me, none of the programs really resonated with my soul. I felt like a lot of the programs out here nowadays are all chasing the paper. And I feel like my motto right now is passion over paper. And so I'm not knocking it. Everybody has their own ministry, but to me, it stresses me out trying to chase the paper, because you can get, the PPP grants, and you can get the EIDL, I think I'm saying it right, EDIL grants. You can get all of that stuff, but they all have underlying, written underlying agreements. Like, you have to meet certain requirements. And so to me, you can get all of that stuff, and and the credit, because I have so many coaches that pop up on my timeline. Everybody is pushing the business credit. Everybody's pushing the loans. Everybody's pushing. And I'm just like, if you don't have the passion, and you don't have your fundamentals right, your fundamentals in order, like you got to pay this stuff back. Like, what are you doing to make sure that your money is going to flow and your business is still going to operate, where you can pay this stuff back, where you can actually, that you're running a successful business, because you have these, I want to say we made about 6 figures worth of business, new entrepreneurs last year. Everybody turned into an entrepreneur last year. We got, I want to say, over 1 million new entrepreneurs last year. And all of them was big balling, like, oh, I'm about to drop this on this coach, dropping that on that coach. You like, oh, yay, okay, money coming in, oh. And then next thing you know, they're your most disgruntled clients, because their money ran dry. And now they mad, and they want to nitpick. And not saying this happened to me, because it definitely didn't happen to me. I picked and choose who I wanted to work with last year. And so I did not want those what we call them, those jailhouse millionaires, where they got rich over the PPP and then they didn't know how to act. So I picked and choose who I wanted to work with last year, because I just started the coaching program, so I didn't want to work with just any old body. One of the ones he was in one of my top my 3 that started out with me last year. Damien, he's on the call, and he was excited, like, okay, let's get this PPP. And I'm just like, I was like, well, Damien, because Damien he sells and creates exotic leather bags. And so I said, well, Damien, if you can't sell 5 bags, how you gonna pay this loan back? I said, I think you should focus on trying to sell your stuff trying to sell your stuff and get a rhythm going before you start trying to get, a loan or something. And then I said, you got to think about it, with if you went on Shark Tank, they ask for your numbers. It's not, and I don't know if y'all pay attention to that, because most people only pay attention to the deal, but pay attention to the beginning before they quote the deal, before they quote what they want to do. They talk about those numbers, and they have the people that come, they print those numbers out, and all the sharks get these numbers prior to. And so while the people are presenting, the sharks are looking at the numbers, and the numbers have to make sense. So if all I see on your numbers is, okay, you received 80% of your income came from loans and business credit, that's a problem to me, because that means you're not producing enough to make it where you're producing more than what you're loaning, if that makes sense, guys. So and then I said, you really have to think about stuff like that. Like the sharks, they look at those numbers, and your numbers have to make sense. Like, what are these sales? What is your growth? What is happening here? What's the plan? What's your marketing plan? What have you been doing to sell this stuff? Because they're not going to invest in you if you don't even know how to market and sell your own product. And to me, that's where to me it goes back to falling in love with your purpose, learning what your purpose is. Because if you don't love it, how you going to convince somebody else to love it and fall in love with your services or your product? And to me, that's where it matters at. That's where it matters. I feel like that's where you need to go back to, the fundamentals.
So when you're talking about purpose, and I know what you're doing, but if somebody would come to you and say, what do you do? What is your purpose? What would you say?
If somebody came to me,
mm-hmm.
My purpose is bringing people together. And so I bring people together. I help people. And with bringing people together, I help people find their purpose. I help people have a better understanding of what they need to do in this life. I don't like taking the credit for it. I barely don't. I've just started posting about certain things. So, because to me, it's not my credit to take. I think God just gave me the gift to help other people. And then, that's all. From there, that's all God, if you follow the steps. But my gift is bringing people together and helping them out. So one of the things another mentee of mine always joke about is, if you're not ready, don't tell Toya, because Toya will have a TV show ready for you. She'll have the news channel ready to interview you. You'll have like three magazine interviews lined up. She'll throw you on the stage, the talk, interview, or whatever your gift is. She'll have a stage ready for you to get on it. If you're not, don't tell her anything if you ain't ready. And I find that to be absolutely true. And because my gift is bringing people together, I always have those networks, those connections where it's like somebody will be like, oh yeah, girl, I have a gift to host. Oh, you do? Okay. Well, I have my own show that I can put you down on the budget for. And then I know 2 other producers that are dying for, some better hosts. Okay, here you go. You got 3 gigs. And they're like, well, hold on, wait, time out. I don't even have a price range. I'm like, girl, you can't be, come on, girl. Let's get it together. Okay, come on. Let's get this price range together. You got a website so people can book through you? Because we ain't doing Cash App. So come on, figure it out. So I'm that person.
We're not doing Cash App. She said we're not doing Cash App.
Yeah. So yeah, that's me. That's my gift. Bringing people together and using my network to help people grow.
That's very interesting. So let's give me a couple of tips on overcoming obstacles, because I know that was one of the things we discussed, right? Or overcoming the obstacles and distraction. I can't even say that. The distraction.
Overcoming obstacles and distractions. So I have 3 things, and one of them is staying focused. You want to make sure you stay focused, no matter what comes your way, no matter what people say. You want to stay focused, because people can say whatever they want to say. People can do whatever they want to do. But if you stay focused and let your work speak for itself, you would never have any issues, because all of what people are saying, and naysayers and whoever else is talking and doing whatever they're doing, it will never line up if you let your work speak for itself. It's the easiest way to kill those type of distractions, is letting your work speak for yourself and stay focused. The other thing is, my next thing is making realistic goals. So creating systems, and with creating systems, it goes into my next bullet of creating realistic goals. So you want to create systems. So a lot of people just say, you know, I have this plan, I know my passion, but how do I make it? How do I do it? How do I make it work? I don't know what the next step is once I know my plan, once I know my passion or my purpose. And that is create systems. So go ahead and create your list of things you want to do, how you want to do it, and start building those systems into your daily life. And which goes to my last bullet, which I said already, was creating realistic goals. So when you're creating those systems, you want to make sure you create realistic goals. What works for one person might not work for the next person. And what I found with working with other coaches and mentors is I get stressed out when I have too much stuff on my plate. And it's okay not to have a million things on my plate. And I realize that, and it's okay. And I'm okay with being okay, because at the end of the day, I got to protect my peace. And that's important, protecting your peace. And so, you know, with you know, different coaches, you know, everybody has different walks of life. You know, right now I have 3 younger kids, 11 and under. I can't have 20 things, and a husband. Like, I can't have 20, 30 things on my list and be trying to get this stuff done and plus still take care of the home, because my husband be looking at me like, okay, you making a couple dollars and all, but I don't smell no dinner cooking. Remember that? Oh, wait, hold on, time out. It's you ain't see that, you ain't see the pot on the stove, ain't nothing in the pot. I'm like, oh, okay, hold on, time out. Okay, let me go ahead and stop this and go ahead and cook something for you real quick. But, you know, so I realized, instead of having 30 things on my list, I can have 5 things for my business and 5 things for my home, and then be able to function in that, where I'm taking care of both. And I created that system where it works for me. And so one of the things I like to help with people is actually creating something that works for you. A lot of these, you know, mentors and coaches out here, you know, they have these crazy to-do lists where it's like, you're looking like, oh my goodness, this is what I have to do in order to kill it like you are. And it's like, no, you can be different. Make this work for you. And you'll be able to kill it in your own niche. And that's one of the books I have, is being, you know, how to become famous in your niche. And when you figure out your purpose, that becomes your niche, and focus on that. Don't be trying to grab stuff from everybody else because you see everybody else doing something and being successful. So now you want to try it and put your hand at it, because now you find yourself all stressed out, overworked, and it's not bringing in what you thought was going to bring in, because that's not your niche. Stay in your niche. Stay where you're supposed to be. Work on that. Make that work. Fine tune it.
Boom.
Stop trying to take everybody else gift. Do you?
Do you, boo? But I see you glanced over this, you passed over this. That's one of the books I have. Now let me tell you just behind. I need you to come boldly before the throne and say, excuse me, that's one of the books you have. Tell me what the books you have, ma'am. Whoa.
So the book that I was referring to was How to Become Famous in Your Niche. I'm really good at branding and marketing, and it wasn't something that I thought I would be doing, to be honest, but it was something that, because of trial and error and experience, again, I've been doing this since 2002, so there's a lot of trial and error in the midst of 2002 and 2021. So there's a lot. There's a lot in between that. And it's helped me to realize that, one, you can't always hire a PR to do everything. You know, people think, okay, I'm at my next level in life. Let me go ahead and hire a PR. Like I'm the bomb now. Let me go ahead and hire me a PR. I've learned, I done hired a few PR agencies. And what I've learned in that is a PR can't PR if you don't have anything to PR. So you being, like you being, you coming up from the hood and you got a little business now, like, and you gave a little family some chicken one day, giving back to the community. Okay. That's not something that, a PR can market. Like you got to really have a nice story and a timeline of things that you have done and are doing to give. You got to have those meat and potatoes in order to hire a PR and be able to give them something to actually PR. And I've learned that after hiring, I want to say my second PR agency, and I've learned, okay, I need to actually have something worth pitching to news anchors and newspapers, if those are even around anymore, because not everybody knows what a newspaper
I'm a newspaper
is.
writer. Don't even go there. Yes, newspapers are around. I write for three of them, and they're doing very well.
Yes. Okay, awesome. Look, in Jacksonville, they dropped one. So one went out of business, and one is I want to say almost there. So I was like, man, come on, papers is legit right here. Like when you in the paper, you want to, when you get a nice spread in the paper, that means you done did something. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I have been featured in a few papers, but like it's just, you want to make sure that you're doing what you're doing and you flowing in your gift. Like make sure you're doing what you need to do to flow in your gift. Hold on, your purpose will always carry you through and energizes.
You go ahead and read. You can read it out loud because I didn't read the comments, so you can go ahead and read them out loud. Go ahead.
Oh, yes, Carmen. Your purpose will always carry you through. It energizes as your why is lived out. Yes, I agree. Definitely.
I mean, I definitely get it. I think that in my stage of wanting to give up at one point, I don't know if it was me not loving my purpose, or it was more so that my purpose wasn't, I have a purpose, I have a thing that I want to do, and it's not working the way I needed it to work because of COVID. And I think that was really pretty much the biggest thing. It's not that I don't have a purpose, it's just not working the way I want it to. It's like, I don't think that, like, I know it's been said so many times, we're living in unprecedented times, but it's the truth. I can't fix this. There's nothing I can do. I'm a fixer. So there's nothing I can do to fix the fact that I don't want to go out in public. Like, there's nothing I can do to fix the fact that we can't go to Fridays like we want. I can't fix it. So instead of fixing it, I'm just gonna put I'm gonna put the blanket over my head and I'm just gonna leave and I'm just gonna disappear. And that's the way I feel.
No, see, when in times like this, now this is where the other cliche line come in. Be ye always ready. So a few people saw this shift about to take place, and they put some things in place for virtual learning or virtual shows, things like that. Some people waited until, not waited, but some people didn't know. And so COVID hit, and then it was like, okay, let's figure out how to make this work during COVID. And so that's where the test is. The test is, how can you shift? You need to be able to shift. There's going to be another shakeup coming soon. I'm not saying, it's going to be COVID related, but it's always some type of shift happening in this world. And as entrepreneurs, we have to be ready to shift. Matter of fact, one of the shifts that happened pre-COVID, just so people don't think I'm over here, trying to preach, the end of the world, but it's coming. But one of the things that happened pre-COVID was the digital movies, where we had the Red Box and we had Blockbuster. I know some people on here that remember Blockbuster, Blockbuster did not want to shift. Blockbuster could have took
Mhm.
over the kiosk and just made their own kiosk and could have shipped. Because I know I'm one of those people. I used to hate, I did not have a Blockbuster account because I never had at that time, I didn't have a utility bill in my name because that's what you needed to have a Blockbuster account. So to me, Redbox made sense. I'm going to go to Redbox and just get the movie that I want to rent. And they got my card on file. They can charge my card. I got money on my card. Like, to me, that's all that matters. Now I got my movie that I want to rent. I didn't have to sign my life away and put my whole, my whole check on my, give a check stub and my lease and my water bill. I didn't have to do all of that. And then you had to get like 3 references. I'm like, anybody got time for that? But guess what? Blockbuster laughed and said, oh, they're not going to be here long. We ain't worried about it. Guess what? Do y'all see any Blockbusters around? I don't see any Blockbusters around. They gone. You got to be ready for that shift. And right now, COVID is the shift. So now COVID is saying, can you be ready to still do business in person or not in person? Where's your shift? Now you have to make sure that you build your business where it's ready to shift when it needs to shift.
Facts. We did that.
Figure out how to make it work. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, we did that. We shifted. That's why we right here in this box right now.
Yes.
That's why we looking like Brady Bunch right now. You know what I mean? We've been on Brady Bunch for about a good year. And here's the story of the man named Brady.
Yeah.
I see Brady and then up there, down there. We all here, Brady Bunches. No, I definitely get it. We definitely shift.
But yeah.
I'm just ready to
But yeah. Oh, girl, trust me, I know. And even with that, now you just figure out, and now it's the time to figure out how you can do it with only, just kind of maybe scale it down. Because, even with us, Fashion Week can still take place. We just got to scale it down a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
And then stream live.
So, I mean, yeah, you know what? I think that's the biggest thing. I think everybody needs, instead of doing one, they need to do it. And I'm doing this live and I'm doing this on virtual, and it has to be an and I think that should be a thing for a while now. We have to do a lot of ands to even make it work, which makes sense. And I'm gonna not quit. Clearly I'm not quitting, but I sure did feel like it.
Not.
I sure.
Because look, since you asked me to do this, I had a few people from Jacksonville and looked you up like, hold up, wait, Philly's Oprah. Hold on, Philly's Oprah. I'm like, yeah. It's like, oh. Look, my blogger like, oh no, we got to do a story on her. I was like, okay, yeah, we can do a story on Philly Oprah. I'll let her know.
Oh, shucks. I'm always grateful for the success that I've seen and people seen, and I'm grateful. But that doesn't mean, my thing is, it doesn't mean that you're not going to have a bad day. You're not going to have a bad moment.
Oh yeah.
And my bad moment
we all have.
Yeah, my bad moment, in the over such and such amount of years. I ain't gonna tell you. I mean, clearly we know Urban Expressions was a lot of years ago, but in those many years, I haven't had many times that I've seen this moment. But this moment here, I'm getting over. We going through. We getting over. Anybody else have any questions before we get to talking? Because I get to talking and be like, oh shoot, I forgot this. Latoya over there in Japan. Tell me about Japan over there. Anybody have any questions? Anybody need any encouragement? Because I feel like we all need encouragement. And your closest people may not even know what you're going through. I can't tell you the people that you might see the most may not even know that, you sitting over there in depressed mode and nobody know it. So anybody else have a question they want to ask it? I don't know how you're going to ask it. Just start the talking, raise your hand. Something, no questions. Miss Bailey.
And just so I just want to repeat for anybody who got on and didn't hear, but never give up was chosen because I was ready to give up less than 6 months ago. So you never want to just give up, and you never know. It doesn't matter what tier of success you're in, you will always have those moments. And so that's what me and Shelly Shell are talking about right now. Just no matter what tier of success either of us are in, you always find yourself in that okay, I'm never going to give up moment, because it's being in business, you're going to be tried no matter what area of business you're in, no matter what you do, no matter what services you provide, no matter what products you provide, you will always be tried. You got those people that's like, well, I don't even talk to people. I just do drop ship. Well, if something don't ship on time, you're going to have those people that's going to try you. This came to my house and I didn't like the way it shipped. It had a crease in it. Ma'am, let it sit out for a little bit and the crease will go away. No, it won't. I want my money back. You're like, oh my goodness. Okay, you know what? Now we go back to your response. How do you respond to stuff like that? And what happens if you get 10 people like that all in a row? You're gonna look like, oh my goodness, I can't. I don't even want to do this.
I can't.
But you have to realize that it's all about your response. And I bring it back to that. I believe Keisha has her hand up.
Okay, I can't see you, but go ahead, Keisha. I don't see you.
Okay. Hi. Thank you all for being here. I have a question. As I'm sitting in my car hiding from my children, I don't know. I am very much challenged with carving out time. So and I'm hoping that I have carved out time, but I'm presently in Latoya's mentorship program, but I'm presently getting ready to go out on leave from my full-time job just to kind of dedicate time. But I'm still very fearful that I'm just going to get overwhelmed, which I have been trying. So the closest that I've been is actually registering the business a couple of weeks ago. I did that for my birthday. And I'm wondering if I even, messed something up, or if Maryland taxes, they didn't send me some money back that wasn't mine. I don't think it's mine. I have never used this account. It went to my Cash App card, but I'm like, oh my God, what did I mess up? Then I realized I messed up, the domain. I put the domain in the wrong name. So now I'm getting all kinds of just anxiety. And I'm like, okay, maybe I just need to wait. And that's been the problem for years. There's always been, a child want to do this, child want to do that. And so I've always put me on the back burner. And it's just to the point where I almost in one day I quit 4 times and packed up their little stuff and mailed them this. So I know that, my ultimate goal is to become an entrepreneur. I'm not keeping employment, for benefits. Like some other people, they need the benefits they need, but I'm married and, I have benefits, but it's just fear. And there's not enough hours in the day. So how do you intentionally commit to, without slacking as a mom or anything else you're committed to?
So one of the things that I do, and I speak, I know I have some friends that have 4+ kids. And so I look to them a lot because I just be like, oh, Lord, the help, how you do it? But one of the things I do, and I'm gonna keep reiterating this, is when you create your systems, so your daily to-do list, or if you're doing it as a weekly to-do list, you want to make sure that you're doing things that make sense to your everyday life. And so one of the things that I do is I try to make a weekly to-do list, and then I'll do like maybe 3 things for each day for that weekly to-do list, because that's not going to stress me out to have 3 things on my to-do list, or 4 things. 4 things. So what I do is I do 2 business and 2 home things on my to-do list every day. And so what I mean by that is, so for me, it will be, okay, do all of my morning meetings, update a website or something like that. That will be, or schedule social media posts. That will be a part of like my 2 things that I'm gonna do for business. And then my 2 things for home would be, okay, make sure I clean the living room or rearrange the bathroom. Put a sign up that says, do not enter boys for the downstairs bathroom. Yes, I have to do that, because if I don't, I won't have a bathroom for guests that come over my house. And so I got to figure out how, and I got to implement that in my to-do list, and that's in my office, because when I'm in my office, I'm in like my mode, my mindset that I'm in is like, what is it? Go get them, my go get them mindset. And so if I'm in my go get them mindset, I need to make sure that I have everything that I need to have a go get them mindset needs to be on my to-do list. And so when it helps me not to slack at home when I include my home in my system. And that's how I balance out, is I actually put that I put my home on my to-do list. So I have it, because if I'm gonna do 50% for my business, then I need to be doing 50% for my home. And then I stopped having as many problems at home when I've done that. And I'm not saying problems like, oh, maybe my husband was about to break up or anything crazy like that. It was just, I will always get those looks like, ain't no dinner cooking, like, what's happening? I understand Fashion Week is coming up, but we all hungry in here and we trying to figure out what's going on. And again, I'm not saying that I still don't have those days, because those days I'd be like, look, I got some pizzas in the oven for y'all. Y'all go ahead and handle that. I ain't cooking nothing from scratch today. But it's just the process of making sure, being prepared for when you have a day that just runs over. Because there's some days where my business runs over and then I find myself stuck finishing up something or trying to get something together, and then I don't have time to cook. But I prepare for it because I got some stuff in the freezer that's easy for you to just go ahead and throw on the stove, maybe add a little bit of chicken, and you're good to go. And so those are the things to try to make sure that you prepare for the days where it just gets chaotic, it just gets crazy. And then don't give up. Don't give up. Just because a hiccup happens doesn't mean it's the end of the world. Again, I'm bringing it back to, it's always a crock pot is life. Yes, it always goes back to responses. So you got some money back because you did the domain wrong. Okay, now think about this. What's the good in this? Now it is, do you want to change that domain and make it what you really wanted to make it? So you don't have to always turn everything into a negative. And so this is now changing. This goes into now changing your mindset, having that millionaire mindset. Because when you start changing your mindset,
because I've never made a payment from this account.
Oh, well then,
I don't know. I have to
I don't know
down
about that,
but I just, I guess because I do have plans in place already, for that, because I have a health condition. So they already know that sometimes I go on hiatus and then no dishes, no cooking, no nothing.
Yes.
But now it's just, now
I would
it's
say
the
maybe
balance.
check your
Like,
cards. Check your cards to see if you had your Cash App card on as a payment option for something, like on the website or on PayPal or something like that. Because you know how you can attach for the websites, you can attach a payment method or whatever. So just double check that to see. But I will always say, don't spend it when it's questionable money. Don't spend it. Let it sit for a few days. And let it marinate for a few days, just in case they try to snatch that back. Like, hold on, wait, we accidentally gave you this, because that happened to us with a bank. They accidentally gave us like $3,000 or something like that one time, and I was like, oh, this Disney money, and my husband like, no, I don't know what this is. I was like, it's Disney money. That's God. Let people know we need to go to Disney.
It's not a blessing. It's from God. It's from the hour. You won't come get it.
Yeah, she's right. She's right. Just leave it there. Yeah. Leave it there. It could have been somebody that accidentally sent something. You just never know. But I would say don't be scared. Don't allow fear to get in your way, because listen, you got a destiny, you got a plan, you got a vision, you got the right coach. So don't be scared. She's gonna give you the tools you need to overcome all that fear, because it is a scary thing. Having a business and being out there without that paycheck sometimes can be really scary. But when you think about it, what about having that income that's unlimited? When you work for yourself and you do what you got to do, it's like, wait a minute, there's no limit to what I can have, because I can work as hard as I can, and that income is just going to flow. So there's no limit to what you can get. So keep sticking close to your coach, Latoya Scott. She'll give you the tools you need, because you're going to sit there and grow. You're like, wait a minute, this money flowing. Oh, I know where this money came from. This came from the energy and the effort I put in this week to my business, and it's flowing.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Definitely.
So anybody else have any
Yes,
other
develop a
questions?
personal growth in a daily routine and stick to it. Yes, Carmen. Carmen said develop a personal growth and a daily routine and stick to it. Yes, you have to stick to it.
I
Have to
think
stick to it.
the
One
best
of the
thing
things
about
I do, I'm visual. I'm very visual, so I don't know if y'all can see my background. I got my little whiteboard up there. So I write stuff on my whiteboard. I'm not really a vision board type of person, but I gotta write it down in order for me to remember it.
I gotta write it down. But you know, the best thing is when you got a to-do list and you could check off stuff. When you got check.
Yeah.
You know, like, yo, that don't make it makes you feel good when you can check off. I did this, I checked off this, I checked off this. And it's just like a celebration. Every check is a celebration. Yo, I did that. Oh my gosh, I did that. I got what?
Yes.
For my day to day, I got about 3 more checks, but I don't really have to do that. That was an aggressive goal here. So those 3 checks, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. But I did 5 of all my to-do lists, and that gave me a whole day of celebration.
Hey. So just going back to goals, make sure it's a realistic goal, guys. You do not have to keep up with the Joneses when it comes to your business. It's your business. Again, everybody's business is different. Just because you see Sister Susie killing it on social media and she's talking about how she knocked out 20 things on her to-do list doesn't mean you have to do that in order to kill it. Make sure you put in realistic stuff on there, and know that your daily to-do list and your daily goals are not your long-term goals. Do not put a long-term goal on your daily to-do list, because you will always be stressed out because you're going to feel like you can never accomplish this, and you have it on your daily to-do list because it's a long-term goal. So one of the things I also teach about is breaking down your long-term goals. So you break down your long-term goals into daily goals. So then as you're achieving your daily goals, you're one step closer to knocking out that long-term goal. So just know the difference between that. So for instance, one of my goals is to make 10 grand a month, is to start making 10 grand a month. I'm not going to put that as my daily to-do list, on my daily to-do list to make sure I'm making 10 grand a month. What I need to do now is break that down to make it make sense. Okay, what do I need to do to make 10 grand a month? How many books do I need to sell? How many mentees do I need to have on the roster? How many fashion weeks or whatever I have to do to help make this goal? So you want to break that down to make sure that you are actually hitting the smaller goals to help accomplish that long-term goal, if that makes sense. Thank you, Ms. Scott. Keep dominating and being a messenger from God. Much success to you, and keep leading strong. Oh, thank you, Rashawn. Thank you. So just a little nugget to help, so you're not feeling stressed out by putting those long-term goals on your daily to-do list.
Well, before we go, we want to make sure you promote your book, and you got a book that's coming out. I saw the flipping of the pages. You just got your ISBN and all that kind of stuff. So talk about that. Yes.
So this book is the Productive Entrepreneur book. So it just has a few tips in here on what you need to do to be a productive entrepreneur, how to build systems that work for you, and just making your business work for you. Being a productive entrepreneur. It's not productive when you are trying to be like somebody else, or where you feel like you have to keep up with somebody else. Being a productive in this book is going to teach you how to make your business work for you. Because at the end of the day, that's what you need to do, is make your business work for you and not you working for your business.
So where can they get it? It's on Amazon. Is it out now?
Oh, yeah. So the print copy, I'm still working on putting this on Amazon for the print copy. I just got these in a few days ago, so I'm still excited about that. So the digital version is already available on my website, which is thereallatoyascott.com. You'll find all of my books and guides on there. And the magazine, which that's one of them. The magazines you can find on Fabre Magazine, FabreMagazine.com, which is FARBE magazine.com. You can get the print or the digital of the magazines. The next one will be out in the next few hours, actually, for September. The September issue will be out in the next few hours. So that's what I will be doing in the next few hours, crunch time, getting the last approvals for the magazine, making sure all errors, spelling errors, all that stuff is good. That's where we're at right now on the stage before it goes to publish and print. So just excited for everything, guys. You can find me again. You can find me on thereallatoyascott.com. Fabre Magazine. You can find FARBE magazine.com.
Awesome. We are excited. Go to her website, find out all about her. Her team is here. Do you understand? Her, I don't know, how do you call them? Do you call them your clients, your students, your mentees? You guys, your tribe?
Mentees, I have mentees, I have team members on here. So I call them, they my tribe, man. They my tribe. I wouldn't be here without them.
Absolutely. And the Motivation Monday All-Stars were here. Rashawn just got off. Khadijah is still here. Shonda was here. Catrice is here. But although we're sharing Catrice. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but see, that's the power. I understand, people. That's the power of networking, bringing people together. Latoya met Catrice at one of the shows we did when we were live. No, I'm not gonna hurt real quick. We were live at TGI Fridays, and Latoya came to town for the show, and they had a chance to meet. But see, that's how easy it can be. I'm saying easy because that's how easy. When you're walking in your purpose, when you're doing your purpose finds you. It just found each other. She has a model agency. Catrice is a model, and she's opening her model agency, and she just made it all worldwide that her website is out here. What's the name of the website again? What's the name of the website again?
CatriceBailey.com.
CatriceBailey.com. Yes. And that's the power of coaching and being with Latoya Scott. So thank y'all so much for, I see the celebration. I see that.
One more thing. Can I say one? I'm sorry, can I say one more thing?
Of course you can.
Shelly.
Yes.
So Shelly, I just want you to know that I know we've known each other for over 10 years. I just want you to know that you have been one of my motivators. Because I've been watching you since we met. Like I just think you are an amazing person, and you've been killing the game for years, and you have been one of my biggest motivators that keeps me going and doing and the reason why I do what I do. So I just wanted you to know that.
Oh, shucks. I appreciate it. Listen, let me tell you, God is amazing. You are this here, whatever happens today, it was meant to be because it was God ordained. You were in my spirit because I knew you could be able to help me not give up. Not raise hands. Congratulations to you all. Yes. Thank you so much, everybody.
Yes.
Thank you, Toya, Latoya Scott. Almost called you by your maiden name for a second. Honestly, I did. Look, wait a minute, that's not a name. But yes. Thank you so much. Much success to you. If anybody is looking for a coach out there in this world, we talk about coaching, and sometimes there's many layers to coaching. How would you specify if someone is looking for what type of coach?
I am the Purpose Finder Fundamentals branding and marketing coach. So if you are looking just to make $1 million off your business, I'm not that coach. If you're looking to actually fall in love with your business, fall in love with your gift, figure out what it is and how to turn it into a business, market it and brand it as such, I'm your coach.
Got it. Love it. Anybody looking for that? Latoya Scott, she has a website, The Real Latoya Scott, and that's the same as her Instagram. Good thing, right?
Yeah.
Make sure it all match. It's part
Facebook
of branding.
is Latoya Scott. That's the one with the blue check.
Oh, shut up.
Sorry, I had to throw that in there.
She's the one with the blue check. She verified. She Facebook verified.
Yes.
Don't get it twisted because I'm verified. So everybody out there on
Y'all,
Facebook,
let me tell you, my
look
husband's side of me.
yeah, what was you doing? Like, hey, I'm verified. I can't cook tonight because I'm
Yes,
verified.
I've been doing it. I've been doing it all day.
Because you verified, right? You ain't gonna cook. You ain't cooking tonight.
Verified.
You
I
verified.
ain't cooking nothing. Verified people don't cook nothing. I'm verified.
Facts. Facts. Congratulations to you on being verified, which is amazing for real.
Yes.
You gotta understand what
Thank you.
every accomplishment in your business, what it feels like, what it is. So we're gonna celebrate. And since we're on live on Facebook right now, make sure you check out Latoya Scott because she verified.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, thank you.
So thank y'all so much to everybody. I'm gonna stop. Let me, you know what? I never even looked to see if anybody on Facebook had a question or anything. So give me 1 second.
Oh,
I didn't even think about
yeah.
that. My bad. My bad on that one. Yeah. But Facebook, thank you for rocking. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Ooh, my bad. Hey, Earl.
Oh,
Hey,
we do have
Tracy.
comments. Yeah,
Hey, Eddie. What's going on? What's up, DJ Kid Disco? What's going on, yo? I am so sorry that I never even. I needed to hear her today because the pink tea has to return next year. Yes, she needed to hear you. Yes, Tracy.
Yes, Tracy. Yes, Tracy.
Tracy
Yes,
moved
don't give up on that.
Tracy moved from Philadelphia to Indiana. Couldn't think of the word of the place. From Philadelphia to Indiana, but she's still gonna do it. Hopefully she's gonna, maybe she needs to know that she could do it in Indiana and in Philadelphia. So that's what she needed to hear, right, Tracy? I feel you. That's what you needed to hear. And what's going on, DJ Kid Disco Earl? Thank you. So sorry that I didn't remember to just now, but good thing. We got it out there. Everybody listening, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Have a wonderful night on Facebook. We're gonna say peace out to you. Make sure you go to Latoya Scott's page on Facebook, since we're on Facebook, and check her out because she's verified. And then grab her books. It's two books now, right? It's 2 books now.
Yes, I have 2 books, and then I have a few workbooks and guides that's on my website as well. So you can grab whichever one resonates with you.
She working. She over here working. I'm still trying to finish my 1 book, but there you go. She working. Oh, Khadijah said, thanks for putting this together. Khadijah, you are an all-star. Listen, I would have never. Khadijah, she sat me down trying to hash it out. She didn't just leave me in my misery. She didn't leave me there. She said, oh no, we got to get on. You pour into so many other people that it's time to pour back into you. And that's what you need. That's what you need, people who will pour back into you, not be like, oh no, pour it back into me because I need it. And that everything I said I would do that day, it's done. So thank you so much, Khadijah, for pouring into my life because sometimes we need it. And please don't be ashamed. Anybody out there in this world, don't be ashamed because sometimes you need it. They got a song about it. Here it goes. Here it goes. I don't know what song. Lean on me. Lean on me. Facebook, I'm tripping now. It's nighttime. When you're not down, I'll be your friend.
Oh, we had a vocals coming through. Okay. That's a riff coming in.
Little something. I just want to. I'm saying. But thank y'all so much, Facebook. We're going to say peace to you. And I know, right? I'm sorry. That's the sleepy talk. You ever get to that point in your day, you like, oh, I'm sleepy. Oh, I'm sleepy. It's been a long day. Bye, Facebook. We love y'all. Don't forget, every 3rd Monday is Motivation Monday. One day we're going to be live, but guess what? We're going to do it both ways. We're going to have it on Zoom and live. As soon as we get back to it, and I feel like coming back out in life because y'all people coming out there with no mask. You need a mask on. Okay, if you got your shot, get a mask.